What's up, y'all? It's what? Scorpio sun, Leo moon today. What it do? I just want to read some energies. It's Venus Day, right? Today Friday, ain't it? Yeah. Friday, Venus Day. I'm not covering my audience meter today. This is my first time not doing that. Hold on. The fuck, bitch? Hold up. I'm trying to get my chart pulled up. Whatever. We'll look at it later. Yeah, so we're finna pull some energies. Sun square Mars, okay. Sun square Mars, okay. Mars in Cancer. The sun is in Scorpio. You know, I'm not an astrologer or anything, but yeah, I do fuck with it. So first, as per usual, don't tell me I'm finna say. We're gonna pull the astro deck. We're gonna pull out the astro deck, y'all. We already can look at the chart to see what the what the natural astral or astrology is for today, or horoscope. But we're gonna pull energies as well, because this allows me to further go into what those energies, how they can be used, or how they can be looked at, or how they can be experienced and understood. So let's see what the energies pop up for the current moment in time. What kind of overlaying energy can we experience, or can we be in awareness of, or can we just observe? Because you might not be here, you might just come up in here just to listen, and the reading might not even be for you at the moment, but the message can always resonate. My messages, any message, shit, if you know how to listen, right? So let's see. Like I said, the sun is squaring now Mars. Like I said, I'm not an astrologer, but we're gonna intuitively find out some information. Okay. What did I want to mention before I got on as an icebreaker? So the 6th card came out. I picked it up in the reverse. Not gonna stunt. What up, JP? Picked it up in the reverse. That's the house of work, house of Virgo. Let me see what Virgo at. Matter of fact, well, we ain't gonna go that deep. I'm just gonna look for myself. Hold up. My chart should have been already pulled up, but it went off. So yeah, and that's in the reverse. You might don't even have no Virgo energy per se in the sky right now. Okay, that might be why it's in the reverse. Because I don't see any Virgo energy. But so yeah. So the natural Virgo house will be the 6th house, of course. We're not no, I had the deck upside down. Let me pull that over. What are you doing? Pay attention, just sit back, chill, and listen. If you just passing time, I'll be the best space for you to pass some time in. Especially if you wanna interact with me. But if not, shit, just listen. We pulled 2 cards. I wanted 2 cards anyway. We pulled the Aries. Do you know anything about astrology? What's up, Coast? Do you know anything about astrology? If so, this will be even more interesting. And if not, use a moment to learn. So Aries and the 1st house came out. The 1st house is your ascendant, or how you're gonna be looked at just off of a glimpse. And Aries is your individuality. So where Aries at? I'm trying to see something. Damn. Y'all hear the birds chirping? Oh yeah, Aries and Chiron. That's right. Okay. So Aries is in Chiron. And this is representing your whole individual space, because Aries is the individual in general, the 1st house type shit. And regarding your work, being upside down based on your individuality type shit. So we finna put this deck. I would want to get a yeah, I could pull one more because Aries on. Yeah, because I would want to get an aspect card. I just want to see how are these things aspected before I further elaborate. I like and subscribe to that. What's up, JR? Stay tuned. And follow me on IG. That's the spot. Follow me on IG so that you can find out about the other things that I have going on. Which you can find out about it on here, but IG is more social, where this is more entertaining. Okay, what that was, it came up in an upright. Pluto. Okay, that's good enough because we know Pluto represents death, destruction, transformation, changes, and you know, the underworld, the up under the surface. And this is the space of Scorpio. We're in the month, the season of Scorpio right now, so that's fitting. These things are being transformed in your first house regarding your routines and patterns. Oh, so what is that? I don't know. That could mean a whole lot of shit. Because also Virgo 6th house will be how you keep up with yourself, your self-care type shit. Let me see. I'm gonna keep this out for now though. I'm trying to find a spot to sit it. Sit it right here. Aries in your first house. Your individuality may be being challenged, or it may be a challenge for you to embrace your own individuality right now based on the things that you're so used to, the things you're so cycled into. What up, Crystal? Venus vibes. Pluto, very fitting, been on some future-ish lately. Because we kind of like in that time where time is going so fast. I ain't gonna say it's going fast. It's just all what's the word I'm looking for? Depending on where you at with it, but things are changing, and it's quite evident. So if you want to look at it as time, it will seem fast because anytime something changes or is transformed from one state to another, it only can happen in a blink of a moment. Regardless, even if it happened over time, you'll start noticing the subtle differences in the moment, and it'll feel like time ain't got nothing to do with the transformation at hand. It's more about you having to adapt quickly or having to accept. And we was talking about acceptance a lot, but hold on, we're not there yet. Let's see what the numerology deck gonna finna pull. Oh, since we do have some women in the chat, y'all, that's what I was gonna say earlier, but I ain't see the need to. It came out. Ooh, hey, I'm gonna keep that. But y'all know we have the Delta Divine Feminine course going on right now, and if you haven't registered for the complete class, that doesn't matter because we always have a ram in the bush. You can always just we got classes going every day. I mean, not every day, twice a week for the next 4 weeks, and you can pay $10 per class if you just want to sit in one of them. All of them except for the graduation. You can't sit in the graduation. But anyway, we got 8. 8 looks like it's either. I know it's not a balanced 8. 8 is that karmic cycle type shit. And you got to call it karmic. 8 is just that cycle, that repetition. I'm an 8 path, number 8 individual. Those things that you just went through until you realize, oh, look around me, I've been going through the same shit. Or you can realize that you have created a new cycle with the number 8 individual, because it's like a magical card. Because again, that's the transformation that happens in a blink of a moment, right before the number right after the number 7, which is the space of manifestation. So by the time you start to realize that, oh, I've manifested that, you're already in the 8 space, because it took cycles in order to do that. You just weren't privy to them in the number 7 area, or the 7 energy, or when you are a number 7 life path. This goes for life path number 8 too. I don't care what number or what explanation that you may listen to regarding let me not say that, because everybody may not take it the right way. Anyways, so yeah, and that number 8 is not in a harmonious space. I'm not sure if it's over what's the word for it, inhibited or exaggerated yet. I'm guessing that it's exaggerated, because 8 is a feminine energy, and these looks like 2 4s do make 8. But by the time you get to the next step, adding the 2 4s together, dimensionally speaking, You shouldn't have any boxes anymore. It should have been transformed into a tetrahedron or whatever that shape is. But instead, this feminine energy is still boxy and has edges and rivets where you can get cut. That's why your internal organs are tissue and soft, because that's the internal space. You can't have all those ridges and goddamn, you can't be bleeding from the inside. Two houses. That kind of feel like two houses. Two houses. What how that sound? Anyway, it gave me a nostalgic heartbreak song type energy. I couldn't think of the song. But it's like sleeping in two beds and you're married type shit. You ain't got no kind of flow with each other, no kind of goddamn recognition or pattern. Damn, I hate to hear. Let me not go too deep because we're not talking about that. I feel say I hate to. Let me not say it. Keep it to yourself, because 8 is also sex. Transformation Pluto. That's sex energy. It's not sex energy, but from a philosophical point of view, it is sexual natures and things of that sort. Then we got the 6. The 6 is harmonious. That's cute. I got it. I had it in the 9. Let me flip it up. The 6 is harmonious. 6 is androgynous. 2 triangles. 2 number 3s. 2 environments. So this would be, because see, the androgynous energies would be the more of the essence. The feminine energies would be more of like the material or the vibe of it all. Which you can kind of look at that as the essence, but it's not really the same, because you need the actual atmosphere, androgynous energy, in order to have some vibration within it. Because y'all should have been watching, because I was finna throw in some keys, but I can't keep talking over myself or I miss my fucking point. So anyway, 2 4s though. 4, a masculine number, would be like the actual structure of the home. You know what I mean? And this would be the androgynous energy, which is balanced. So the structure itself, being that you're not supposed to, with the feminine energy, you should by now be able to make your bed up and beautify and paint the home with curves, not with goddamn structure and blocks every goddamn where you got to walk on eggshells because you have to be in at a certain time and all of those type of shit. No, that's where you're at though. So, but the environment itself is harmonious. So this got something to do with your individuality, and how you're doing your own routines and patterns, and how you're not or could be transforming these routines, patterns, or even working on yourself and showing yourself some kind of care and self-love or self-care with the 6th house energy. That could be the solution, and it might not be anything necessarily that's external to you that is causing disharmony, because the environment itself, the androgynous, is mutable. You can change the environment just by observing it how you like. But so yeah, one more card, one more numerology card. This is the green and orange. 8 is green, giving me Taurus energy. Hold on, because I haven't even found out what type of cards, what type of numbers these are, what type of frequencies these are representing. If it's harmonious, inharmonious, or, you know. I know the 6 is, but I don't know about the 8. We finna see. I don't really read these cards in the reverse. Okay. 0. I wanted a harmonious number. 0. This is an inharmonious 0. It's also an androgynous energy. So this is the actual space itself that you came from. I think this is the let's just see. But I know this is you, not as far as this space is concerned. This is a spirit not necessarily being satisfied with where it's at for real. Instead, you want to look external when you're supposed to be creating the space for whatever creation that you're supposed to be doing. Not you trying to look externally to you to figure out how you do what you're supposed to do. And that kind of is what that's given. But let me pull the numerology energy itself though. So we're gonna start with 8. Okay. This is the inhibited 8. This is transformation not actually being able to take place because of the inhibitions or the holding back of, or the lacking of information type shit. I ain't gonna say information. I'm gonna say lack of understanding, because information would be logic, and we don't need no more logic right now. We need some type of goddamn understanding. What I need from you is understanding. Okay, inhibition. The 8 is wonderfully depicted as being divided and locked in. Cross and square sit motionless at the bottom in the circle in which nothing can flow. Wait a minute, is that at the bottom? Yeah, that's a cross and square. Sits motionless. These are feminine. The circle represents the feminine. The hold up, where am I at? I'm looking at this right here. No, they're talking about this. So let me recalibrate. Cross and square, see small image, sit motionless in the circle in which nothing can flow. Yeah, because there's too many blockages, barriers. It's all kind of words, but I can't think of them. But there's too many blind spots or things in front of you that's blocking the view. The perspective is not being able to clear. Something's in the way, and that's because things are trying to be too material or too physical in the internal world. Your material, you can relate that to like cloth. Feminine energy is supposed to be like the vibration or the cloth or the material within the womb, so that it can be structured and guided and led. But instead, it's too much masculine energy. Okay, so then we get to the number 6. Solution. So the solution is this right here. In the 2 triangles, moving in opposite directions, the forces of heaven and earth appear to be blocked. Hold on. Wrong card. My bad. That wasn't. Rewind that shit. Start over. The perfection of the number 6, so beloved by all mathematicians, is here shown by the hexagram in the harmonic unity of the 2 triangles. In the smaller image, heaven and earth, yin and yang, male and female unite. So for this to be harmonious, it's saying that somewhere down the line, because it's like androgynous energy to me is also kind of like calibration energy. Well, kind of, especially number 6 is. So this is more of a sex energy. But anyway, what I was going to say was, in order for the 6 to be harmonious, at some point you calibrate it correctly within, whether with it was the 3, between the 3 and the 6. Damn, I be hating to talk in such logical terms like that, but I don't know how else to say it right now. I don't have all the words yet. So but with the 0 being off balance, that's telling me something. Hold on, because we got a long way to go. We ain't even really got started yet. Hold up. Where's the 0? Okay. Inhibited. Okay. I'm trying to understand why. Okay, hold on. We're going to get it. So 0, the inhibition. In the image of the inhibition, the 0 shows itself imperfectly, as the wholeness of 360 cannot be achieved in earthly life. Because this is supposed to be before earth. This is supposed to be before, this is in the nothing. This is before you're supposed to be able to have some kind of comfort zone or some type of nurturing bosom type energy within yourself first. But this energy is trying to look externally when you're not even supposed to be aware of those things yet. If you were going to be in a more genuine equilibrium 0 space to have the creation or a creation manifest in its most beneficial way for you. So you're already starting wrong a little bit. Down the line, things look calibrated with the 6 energy, but the calibration system is androgynous. That's neither good or bad. So you can calibrate and equalize and equalize something that could be turning out as a perfect destruction type shit, you know what I'm saying, or a perfect disagreement, or it's perfect for these blockages and things to be in the way based on the space that these things came up out of. Because like I said, number 6 is androgynous. You can't gauge whether or not this is a good or bad thing based on androgynous energy, because it ain't neither one. And it's both of them at the same time. You can use it however you want. So depending on the space that it came from, which is inhibited, you trying to look on the external of you, inhibiting your own self for real. You see these lines spreading out, looking at other people's alignments, letting other people's energies affect how your space is when you go back to the house or to the home or to the womb. Instead, instead of you blocking those things out, instead of causing blockages within yourself, you choose, or you tend to let other things gauge your reactions even when you're alone, because these things are so subtle and subconscious. You may not realize how your own self-sabotaging ways are actually affecting your actual energetic body and who you are and developing to. But I don't want to go too hard on y'all like that. I don't like digging inside of the wound too tough. And I ain't saying it's a wound. These are things for you to understand so that you can be aware of. Even if you're not in this space, these are things that you should still understand though. So we ain't got to be in the space to understand and have this to be helpful. Because I know, let me not go too far. Because I'll talk, then before you know it, I done created a whole new point that I ain't have to say that. Okay. What we gonna pull next? What I need from you. What we gonna pull next? Okay, we'll pull the Taurus deck. Since we're in Scorpio, let's do some oppositional witchcraft, since I have a plethora of cards to choose from. I got so many tarot cards, but that was during the time I didn't really know me and know what I liked and preferred. So I was just buying things that were spiritual, somewhat like this energy is depicting, gauging your next steps off of previous examples external to you. That's okay to a certain extent. But when it comes down to your own individual creative, or not even, it ain't got to be creative, because I don't want everybody to think we're talking about something that, you know, but if you know what creative actually means, then you know that I am also really am talking about that. But when it comes down to the things that are individual to you, some things that's unique that you are only able to work on, maybe it could even be your children type shit. Only you can really raise your children in the way that they need to be raised for real. I'm going to say that. If you were in a good space yourself, because nobody don't understand what you understand about how your child even got to be in your womb and what it means to you. But what was my point though? I kind of lost that first point, but it's okay. Let's pull out the Taurus deck, or the love and career deck, whatever. I don't like this deck. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I like the deck, but I don't choose this deck often because it's so grounded, so cliche at times, basic as fuck. Oh, that's what I was saying about how when I was for instance first started my spiritual journey, and I began to realize, I began to know that I had to change the paradigm of what I was doing and investing in. So me being me, I got a Taurus stellium and North Node and Taurus. I started buying all kind of shit that I didn't know if I needed it or not. All I know is that I may need it, and we're gonna see. So it would be great if I had just started from an original starting point, but I didn't know to start from an original starting point. And what I mean by that, for this as an example, would be like me understanding the frequencies and things behind colors and stuff. I had that information, but I didn't understand which was more important than the other. The blockages, that 8 energy that we had, but the block, the 2 4s. But anyway, oh shit, hold up, I think I just mixed the cards. Hold up, wait a minute, god damn. Yeah, I did. Just a little bit though. Hold up. But those things, that's just a little small example. That type of shit happen all the time. You might not be able to pinpoint that that's the same energy right now, but if you're here in this message, then you will be able to, or you already know, or you'll be able to see it when it comes. That's the whole point of me even being on here to talk. Hey, lovely. Just joining, and I'm gonna start from the beginning. Peace, much love, and prosperity to you. What's up, Misa? Misa is already in the she's joining the class. So, if you want to take the $10 courses per class, I wish I had the information up right now. Damn. I'm gonna put it in the description. But by now, if you already know me or follow me or whatever, then you already know where to get it from. You can go to the IG page, Depth of Divine Feminine. Ain't that the name of it? I think that's, yeah. Go to that page. Inbox me on IG. Don't matter, whatever. But on my page and on IG, you'll see the actual instructions on the calendar. I wish I had a hat. I might put it up in my community tab just so y'all can I can refer to that instead of acting like I don't know what to refer to. So first we got Oceans of Possibilities. It came up in the upright. We're gonna put this to the side. If you just came in, y'all might want to rewind to get some understanding of what space we're in right now in this moment. But you know, you don't have to. Damn, why did I put that card back? I don't want it. Okay, I'm gonna keep it. I never got this card. Learning Secrets. In the reverse though. Oh, okay. Makes sense. In the reverse. Yeah, you probably need to rewind if you're just not coming in. I know though, I like listening to lives while they're live. I be wanting to be, but you know, that's just me. Come on now. I want these cards to shuffle right. I don't like the way they're feeling in my hand. So first we got Ocean of Possibilities. That's that zero space. That's that number 0. The water looks tumultuous or very hectic in this card, much like how that 0 was in its inhibited space. It was inhibited, but from a 0 perspective, it being inhibited, it branched out and looked externally to itself instead of you know, having a clear space. See the card, the water is quite strong, like a storm. Where oceans of, see, when you're in the space of all possibilities, that can be a scary thing. But if you are in a 0 space and you're like kind of, I don't want to use the word pure, but you're kind of like trusting of yourself and you're trusting of the space that you're in, and you don't have necessarily any fear or concern about previous karma or experience or cycles. Number 8 energy. What did I do with the cards? And I think I put them. And you don't have what was I finna say? You don't have any future concerns about things that don't necessarily matter in the moment, then the all possibility space won't be as fearful or as erratic. But with the cards that we already got, we understand why it is though. Then we got Learning Secrets in the reverse. Well, hold up, let me first read this. That's the third card. Ocean of Possibilities. It is in the upright though. Navigate through the boundless ocean of possibilities where horizons whisper of untold opportunities and plentiful paths. So this is trying to guide you back to just like, oh, it's crazy. Synchronicities. Anyway, I'm gonna say that for just a moment. But anyway, the this energy, this card is calling to help to guide you back to some type of equilibrium so that the waters don't have to be so rocky and you don't have to yell help externally to you for some help. You'll be able to find your own navigation system because you have found equilibrium. But see, that's what I'm saying. If you're just tuning in, you may want to rewind because I don't even got my previous cards out and they're very important to the message so that you can know what space I'm even in right now regarding this message right here. Where are those cards? Let me see if I got them. Yeah, here they go. Previously, we had got the 0, not to mention the astrology cards that we got. But previously, we had got the number 8, which should be a cycle, but instead it's blocky because there's no flow. Why is there no flow? Because 2 things have not completed the cycle simultaneously. I can't even look, rewind. Number 6, that is harmonious, but this is an androgynous energy. So it's not to say that it being harmonious will be necessarily a beneficial thing. It can go either way when you're in the androgynous space. Another androgynous energy is 0. The last card that we got, this will be the first androgynous or the first space. And depending on the space that you're in, it's going to depict the actual play out of the process, 0 through 9. But like I said, once you got to, if this space is already deformed and unequal and off balance, regardless or not, if that imbalance created itself, it doesn't mean that you haven't created a perfect monster or you haven't created a perfect scenario. But based off of this number 8, this would look like you've created some perfect disagreement, some perfect ways to be blinded or blocked in what it is that is necessary to understand. It's like perfect that you don't see it, to where the lie is like the illusion, the disillusion. And number 8 is a karmic energy, creating cycles. You've already came up out of the number 7 space, which would be the space of manifestation, the space of awe and more higher knowledge and understanding that you are creating something. But by this time, by the time you get into the 8th cycle, you have created that over and 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 over again, to where you've realized the karmic loop that you may be in, or the new loop that you created. But this looks like some this don't look like some desirable shit. So, and then we had, I'm just trying to catch y'all up, because like I said, rewind is important. Learning secrets. Stay open-minded and receptive as you uncover hidden truth and embrace the lessons that they offer. Because look, before 8 is 7, higher knowledge, higher understanding of what you are perceiving, because that number 7 is an external energy. So I don't know what number 7 would look like, that dimensional energy, but I do know what was created was imbalanced though. The feminine energy would not be in a harmonious space. You won't be able to get along with your partner. You'll be sleeping in 2 different separate beds. Your feminine and masculine energies will have no understanding, creating no flow, not being able to actually create something and get up out of the loop. Because that's this is a life path number 8 type of situation too. Not life path number 8 has to realize the karmic cycle that they create around them every day type shit. Or you can peep every day in every situation if you don't pull yourself out of that cycle and create something that's slightly trying to transform into something else. 8 is transformation, Scorpio energy, Scorpio season right now. So let's get back to this. So hold on, I didn't really go into the order I was trying to catch y'all up. Let me start over at the first one. The ocean of possibility, we already talked about that. So in the reverse, which will be your previous position, would be to embrace potential. This is where you are already at. You opened up to embrace the potential, whether it was scary or not. Sometimes you can be into the space of understanding some new information and knowledge, or even knowledge about yourself, and now you're having to embrace it because it's such a lovely thing. But yet you still may have karmic cycles, or not. I don't want to keep saying karmic cycles, but you still may have shadow spaces that has not been fully rectified yet. So that could be what causes the turmoil in the waters when it's time for you to jump, or the fear when it's time for you to get ready to change the whole setup. But that's all good. Hey, we're in life. It ain't like things have to be perfect. So that's just a part of the process, and that shit will even be for your benefit in the long run if you understand. If you continue to learn the lessons and continue to progress and process and develop and change and transform in the correct direction for you. So back to this one though. Learning the secrets. So you'll be in the space now to where you'll be able to see those, understand those manifestations from the 7th energy, and now be able to take advantage of them. You understood them previously, but didn't really understand what they're supposed to be used for, or like, when you're in a space for the first time, it's kind of like the androgynous energy, but a little bit tainted, because now you have something to perceive when you're in the external. But in this 7th space, you may not necessarily have a lot of information other than what you have collected within yourself. So now, after you collected the information and you see these things cycle back and forth in that number 8 energy, this is the space where you're going to be able to actually gain more higher knowledge, number 9 energy, more higher real philosophy, to where how this shit can, you know what I mean? 7 energy is higher information on the situation at hand, but 9, to be real, because this is more than numerology. This is just life. 9 energy, that Sag energy, that's you being able to actually explore your philosophical ideas, and you really having some. But that's what you are can be doing right now, and whatever that space correlates to for you, this is what can be done at the moment. You can learn more about it, because this is a reversal card. Because the hopes is that these things can become automatic with the soul whispers. Look beyond the words and hear what is really being said now. You're not having to worry about the previous or the future, and you're just being able to notice what's going on and how God speaks to you at every moment, beyond words, beyond sound. It's more of you know what I'm saying? It's a soul whisper. That's where you can be headed, and that will eliminate this bullshit, this unnecessary fear, because it ain't, like I said previously too, this ain't got nothing to do with necessarily things on the external view. We're beyond the point to where we can blame things on the outside of us at this point. Now things always, because we understand that all these things externally to us are pointing back to us, something that needs to be shifted, shadow worked on, something that we're supposed to experience, whatever the case is, however it works for you. We can't blame the external actions towards us, or you know what I'm saying? We can't blame that anymore. So you can't even blame the storm. You can't even blame that. If it's something that you feel that is outside of your hands, and I don't even think this would be something outside of your hands. So if you think it's something outside of your hands, it's actually not. But this would be where the shadow work is needed, though, because you got to get into that space to where you understand that I am the one who is creating all this shit anyway. And then you'll be able to play with that even in areas where it's scary, or even be able to observe, reflect on yourself and take accountability where, you know, a person with a lot of ego or shadow wouldn't want to do that even to themselves. But once you are able to do that, you can see you're the push and pull that you actually have been doing the whole fucking time. And then you'll be able to push and pull accordingly after that, don't matter how it look. The point ain't that you ain't finna live life and life ain't finna life. That ain't what we talking about. The point is that you are the one that's creating this shit. And you can do it however you want. Once you realize that, then that's where the fun begins. And you won't have to worry about being scared and worrying about shit. Once you let go of certain things, especially the things that you have to hold on, so like money. And I'm not saying that we literally got to let go of money. This is just an allegory to where I'm coming from with it. You didn't make money, and that's not something that your name is on, but yet you need, if you think that you need it so much, if you think that what was I finna say about that? Anyway, you can't change the fact that money is a thing in the world, but you can change how you use your money. You can change not just the way you look at it, because this is a more physical thing. You can change the way you save it and what you spend on it, and how you execute what you pay and shit, that type, and how much value you have on other things that is called for money. If you have value on things that are expensive and are unnecessary, that's a calibration within yourself that ain't got nothing to do with money for real. You feel me? And then you have power over even that. Because, hey, if it don't got nothing to do with you or money, what I'm talking about ain't got nothing to do with money, then how money going to affect what I'm talking about then at some point? That's the reason why at some point you can't blame the external situations. You got to figure out how to make that shit work, because this ain't, we already came to the realization that life ain't what we thought it was. I think we've been came to that realization. So I don't have to keep saying that. So what should I pull next? How many? Oh, I did pull 3 decks. What time it is? It ain't number 37 minutes. I'm finna get ready to go though. I ain't gonna stunt. Oh, let me pull some out the empathic. Man, I don't be having no weird ass well, I ain't gonna say that's a bad thing. Let me not ask for trolls. But I just be wanting interaction, and the trolls be interacting more than anybody else. But I guess because don't be nobody in this bitch. But like I said, that's why I say I haven't had a influx of that audience flow. Which sometimes they don't be trolls. Them don't always be trolls. It just be people that don't know what you're talking about yet till they listen. But I haven't been having that. That's fucked up. But anyway, empathic oracle. I thought I turned my notifications off. Okay, so as a closer, what spirit want to say, or what can I elaborate on now regarding the previous energies that we spoke of? I don't know why I put some cards back. Well, I remember we had the 6th house in the reverse. We don't think we have any Virgo energy in the sky right now. So that would make sense. The things that you are working on, or your routine and pattern, like having to go to work, or even keeping up with your health type shit. Those things are kind of like on the back burner for the moment. Some of them are rightfully so on the back burner. Some of them you need to still have self-care in Just because that space isn't available to you as an example, you're supposed to know these things within yourself, regardless of the external environment or the external energies around you that can help push you into the correct direction or help you go into flow. No, you're still supposed to be having your own flow within that flow though. So you got to keep these things up for yourself. Nine, which this is air. Okay. Opposite of Sagittarius, which is number 9, would be Gemini. But also number 9 is the ending. And we was talking about the 8 energy, which is right before the ending, and how however your 8 energy or that cycle is, you could end up not ever getting out of that cycle for real. But even if you do manage to get out of that cycle before you even realize what's going on, your 9 energy won't be cute. But more than likely, if you get out of that karmic loop or that forever continual misunderstanding or transforming and changing, your ending will be in a way to where your brand new experience in the one can be experienced in a nice way. But anyway, let me just read this 9. That's air. That's the exit point, because you can't contain air type shit. Let me look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It got 5 leaves in it. 5 is the energy of organized chaos, or chaos just in general, but the internal emotions, your feminine energies. And you can see, look at the leaves though. You can tell that the leaves are in their own flow though, their own individual flow, which is going to create another pattern if all of those individual leaves are flowing in a calibrated way for their self first. And that's how you organize the 5 energy, whether you're in a group of women or whether you're just dealing with your feminine emotional energies yourself. If you can figure out the perspective places for these emotions, don't be angry at your wife because you got mad at your boss. No, either take that out on your boss or your job, or direct that anger somewhere else to where you can get up out that situation to where you even have to be angry in the first place. Transmute it into some passion. But that's how you organize that feminine energy, that 5. And it has to be done on an individual level so that these things can be collective. I don't know how to explain that part. Let me just leave that right there. Okay. Validation. I got this card before. It fell on the floor. Number 6 energy, another androgynous energy. Validation not needing to come from the external necessarily. Validation just coming from what you're experiencing and how you're receiving it. That's what number 6 energy is like. And that will give you your own individual power. Remember, we had the Aries in the first house come out with Pluto, transforming that shit. Only you can transform yourself. Only you can be yourself. And if you're allowing other things to dictate who you are, you don't have any individuality then. That even goes down to the things that you have to do every day. I don't want to go there. Anyway, so this is the 3rd energy. Damn, I don't want the same card, but I'm gonna pull this one because this one came out too. 50, number 5. See, this is the card that came out. This is a number 5 energy too. So these can be simultaneous. 2 sides of the same, two different colorful feminine energies that's going to create one individual product along with the male energy. But anyway, so we got 50, the chameleon. You already know how that correlates to what I was just talking about with the feminine energy being able to shift and shape shift as it needs to. If I was over here, I may need to turn green, but this feminine energy or this color right over here may need to turn brown. But it being equalized within itself, knowing itself first, finding some type of flow so that it can be calibrated in the 6. This could be even before things are calibrated though. 5 energy in general just gonna do what it's gonna do. Like a school of fish. They may have to make different positional turns, but in order for them to be on flow, they have to do that separately for themselves first. If you feel me, like that. My hand, anyway, let me not go too far. Y'all, it ain't remedial. So, same with the stardust, kind of, but this is a different perspective of that same energy. This will be all of the stars in the sky. Let me read it though. This is gonna be the last situation that I'm pulling. These last 4 cards I'm gonna read. Where was I at? Air came out first. Number 9. Okay. hold it up. How the winds blow, so do the emotions of time as they catch a ride on the currency of communication. Okay, so this is saying like communicate these things. Okay. So we can even bypass the numerology of it for the moment and look at the picture. This would be being able to communicate about these different changes or these transformations in order to help those things not be so rocky as they transfer and transpire and die and digress, whatever, or be transmuted. So the element of air is known as the beginning, okay, or the beginning of the external. With the first breath, the first external relief, we are giving permission to be here in the physical. You are a dynamic, energetic being experiencing and communicating your interpretation of it out into the world. Some come from a place of honoring and some from a place of control. Just as words can be experienced as joyful or hurtful, so can energy. Oftentimes on this path, you will experience words, energy, and communication that you not only internalize, but misinterpret, right? A word may mean one thing to someone as it's communicated and something totally different to another. Here begins the confusion of communication. An empath has the ability to feel and an opportunity to regain the sacredness of communication. 360, yeah. Because this is also an androgynous energy. Well, hold on. That wasn't what I meant to say. Let me keep that to myself. Rewind, erase that part. Because I was leading to a point that ain't the point. But back to the 5 energy though, this is also kind of expressing to me how things are calibrated. Because after you get to the 5, after the 5, it's the calibration 6. So for these colors to blend in with the leaves, it got to understand something within each individual cell. And that will be the calibration 6 type energy. And that will allow you to make sense of what is external to you that you could blame, but instead calibrate within yourself and decide how you want to receive it or process it or internalize it. Have control over that. Okay, and then what we had next? Oh, we had chameleon. Let me read it real quick. What this is? 50. These cards are back to back because chameleon is 50, validation is 51. So okay. 5 and 6. So the world is a place of beauty. Venus day energies. So where Leo at? I bet, where's Leo? Let me see. I know Leo is in the moon right now. Okay, let me take that into account too. It's time to express these things. And I'm not necessarily talking about putting on a show yet. Because we talking about moon energy. What the fuck? Oh. But it's time to accept and recognize these things. These powers, these missing opportunities that's your fault. Like it's time to recognize them. Where's Leo? Oh, okay. So that's the only place Leo's in right now. Anyway, so it's only in the moon. The world is a place of beauty and wonder. Each individual unique as they add their experience to the tapestry of color. People who are empathic or just spirits in a body often feel within themselves that they do not fit anywhere. Their family, friends can all, okay, that's the 6 energy. The reason why you can't blame that no more, because it was balanced. Family, friends, it's balanced is just how it should be. Not to say it's a good or bad thing for you or them. It's in its equalized space though. You know what I mean? That could be any goddamn thing. You could look at something that looks fucked up, not knowing that's the natural state it's supposed to be in. You know what I mean? So that's what we're talking about. This confusion, hold on. Family, friends can all seem foreign to a spirit in a body. Because they keep saying empath. I don't necessarily want to keep using that word. As the outward experience doesn't match up to what the spirit is feeling inwardly. This confusion is the need to belong. This confusion in the need to belong can drive the spirit to wonder if their personal behaviors or beliefs are wrong. Right. So begins the experience of becoming the chameleon, emulating behaviors and mannerisms just to fit in. Many empaths become very skilled at this behavior. It can be a positive experience as you learn what works and what doesn't in social settings. The problem begins when you lose yourself in the perceived need to be other than who you really are. You can begin to align with beliefs and behaviors that are negative. Damn, my phone for that. This soon blurs the boundaries of what and who I am. If you are not mindful and present, you will soon find yourself struggling to discover who and what you are. A little side note: am I blending into my surroundings to create a feeling or safety? Am I losing my right? Anyway, we just talked about all of that. So, and should I say it? Like, I kept repeating the shit like all throughout the video, but basically that's what we just said. You allowing these external things to cause, and you done sat into this type of awareness or this type of process. The way you processing it is like, damn, when this happened, that fucked my whole day up. You done processed that being how you react for so long, to where now you kind of lost the original bosom or your original safe space. Not really having that, because that zero energy was tainted. You brought certain, or you removed certain comfortable things that you're naturally comfortable with. You altered those things and made them something that's distasteful, even though that's something that's, you know what I mean, that's not the case. Just because somebody else said that, or you thought that, really figure out, now, is that wrong, or whatever the fuck, I don't know. So now, validation. It ain't finna do nothing but confirm and reaffirm what I already just said. As I open to all that is, I am validated by the kiss of the sun upon my face, the rustle of the wind through my hair, the strength. This is really talking about the first house, Aries energy, your experience, like your first awareness. You first being aware of how the wind feels blowing across your face. And at that point, you could feel something. You could feel somebody may. I just seen this reel of this baby. His sister had slapped the fuck out his back of his head. He didn't cry because he don't know that was supposed to hurt necessarily, if it didn't hurt, and he don't know that was done out of strife. So that first awareness would be you not necessarily taking things for good or for bad, and you being able to take things as they are, and that being the validation from the external world, that all that you need, not somebody else shaping how you're perceiving this, but you already saying, this is what it is. It felt good to me, so I'm not finna internalize it as if it's something else. That, who cares? Because only once you live life and become what's the word I'm looking for? Only once you become tainted or traumatized in some way will you take things that you could take things more personal than they need to be, or you could internalize things that's not necessary needed to be internalized, and nobody else even is internalizing it like that. Nobody else is looking at it like that, but it's based off of your own individual trauma and how you have calibrated these wounds. That sixth energy being in a good space, but that not being good or bad in the equilibrium, in the androgynous. That just being what you have created, that just being, and it not necessarily with you being logical too, using your emotions and your mind, also understanding that is not, just because you have normalized that does not mean that it needs to be normal, and you having to transform and transmute these things, and they pertaining to your individuality, your space first, the things that you accept for yourself, the things that you look at and say, okay, if I'm in this type of I hold myself up in this type of regard, just because that's a regard that's respected amongst other people, not realizing, bitch, that ain't got nothing to do with your spirit though, and where you got to, what you are supposed to be creating. Anyway, let me read this so I can go. The need for validation is a desire. Hold on, I didn't finish. The strength of the earth beneath my feet and the gift of life that flows into my crown. I am loved. I am loved. Okay. The need for validation is a desire that resides within all that walk the earthly plane. Okay. And that's nothing wrong with that if you know how to get your validation, because, okay, I already said it. To know that you are loved, cherished, desired, needed, and appreciated are a few of the feelings to prove your worth that's craved from you. It is true that in our relationships, to hear such things can bring a great sense of comfort by alleviating our fears of disconnection. Remember, we had that number 8 energy. I ain't pulling it out no more. Y'all just gonna have to rewind. But it was 2 blocky 4s, and I kind of looked at that like the husband and wife sleeping in 2 different beds, not having any connection or flow with one another. They just being in the same fucking house with each other and not even in the same space together. And you yearning for validation from the partner. You can never think that you're gonna ever receive it in that type of situation. You'll never get what you're wanting because they can't. Y'all are. It's not supposed to be. Things have to be backtracked individually for you to expect something from somebody else that they haven't even been able to get to themselves. And the same thing goes for you. But when the need for validation becomes an addiction, it quickly becomes an energetic drain on your partner or on whatever you're sharing space with, whoever you're sharing space with. An even deeper problem because of your ability to sense whether, and that even goes further than what you're sharing space with, it becomes a drain to your own energy, whether it be your mind or your emotions or both, which will transform into what you experience around you and the people and all that. So again, you can't look at nothing external and react to it negatively and blame it. You got to blame yourself. An even deeper problem because of the ability to sense whether there is truth in the spoken word. The attempts at, hold on, what? This can become an even deeper problem because of your ability to sense where, so you can already know that you can look for these types of validation gestures, but you don't feel them. So you're wasting your time. You're lying to yourself. Validate the truth. That's validation. You can peep that, oh, this shit ain't real. Actually coming to grips with that, grasp, whatever the word is, actually acknowledge that shit, because that's the truth, and you'll become being validated on it. Whatever the truth is, that will validate itself in life. If you're not getting into validation the way you think you're supposed to, that's because it's not true, because nothing else has to validate it to you unless you're just not paying attention. But that's a different situation. But if you're not getting validation to what you think you're supposed to, it's not in a calibration. Because I've equated number 6 to truth. I've done a little internal mathematics, and I kind of look at, even the words, the letters TRUTH add up to 6. So that's the equilibrium. That's an androgynous energy. That's what life itself is going to present. That's what the space is. So you don't have to do nothing but look around you to recognize the space. And that will be the truth, which turns into the number 7, but we ain't finna go that far. So anyway, worthiness becomes a need. Hold on, where am I at? Wait a minute. When you begin to question your worth in all of your interactions because of what you are sensing intuitively, and inner need to be validated and to feel safe can create all kinds of behaviors. That's because you wanted to experience something different than what's being actually experienced. But you need to just pay attention to the validations and accept them and move according to that, not according to your desires. Truth is because you are, I hate the word empath in this book. But truth is because you are a spirit in a body. The only validation that will feel and sustain you is the energetic knowing that every moment that you are perfect, whatever. This is a book, this is not my words, but that you are you. You are fulfilled. You are here. That means that you made the full circle somewhere down the line, and what you see is the truth. And recognize that sometimes. When you believe this to be so, the energy of source flows through your chakra systems and fills you, allowing you to experience your own validation. But it says your own journey and confidence. The strongest validation is when you validate yourself. And you don't even have to validate yourself. Just accept what it is. Yeah, and then that will validate you because you are what you have created as far as your reality. So that's kind of you validating yourself. But, other people may want to look at it as God reveal something to them, but whatever. That's when you get lost again because you're not understanding the true space of what that actually is. That's actually just life telling you what it is, the truth. So when you have these inklings of, this don't even sit right. He smiled, but he didn't mean that. Don't get lost in that, but also acknowledge it too. Don't be lost in the other side of it thinking, oh, he smiled, that means he loves me. No, you remember that it could be not true. It could not be real, and really go inside of yourself and find some type of, you got to first stop looking externally to yourself in order for you to even be able to go inside of yourself to have some type of pure communication with yourself and what you're observing. Because if you got all these different lights or all of these different influences or patterns, that ain't the word I'm looking for, but all of these expectations in the nourish the like that's like meditating and expecting for God itself to and you not experiencing that, and then you thinking that meditation ain't worth it. You're not realizing that you're doing that shit wrong as hell. That's you're actually doing it in reverse. But anyway, I think that's it, y'all. From the dip. I got 59 minutes being too cynical, right? All right, y'all. 59 minutes, 30 seconds, right at an hour. And I'm quite sure it's time for me to go anyway. Peace.